Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and for those of you who are new here, hi, my name is Heidi. I live in Tokyo and I love to do thrift vlogs, and I like to show you guys my life in Japan. So if you're into that kind of content, please don't forget to click the subscribe button down below and the bell button right next to it. And without further ado, let's get into this week's video. So for this week's video, I wanted to do a more chatty video and talk to you guys about some updates in my life that I think might affect the channel. So the first thing that happened to me, the first major thing that happened to me was that I graduated from Japanese language school and I took a one-year course. My level of Japanese right now is around N3. I hope to get it up to N2 by the end of the year or early next year, and I feel like it was a good decision for me to leave Japanese school or to graduate from it because I feel like I'm much less pressured now to memorize all the kanji right away. What I used to do before was that every time we would have our big test or Kamatsu Shiken, I would always feel so much pressure and nothing would really stick in my head. I would only memorize it for the exam, and then after the exam, it just completely, I don't know, disappeared from my memory, which I found really unproductive because I would just put myself under a lot of pressure to memorize like 300 kanji characters in like 2 or 3 weeks, and it just wouldn't work out for me. So there, I graduated from Japanese language school. I can make an entirely different video on my experience at Japanese language school, so if you're interested in that, please do leave a comment down below so I can make a very dedicated video on it. Next, I was able to find a job. So yes, now I do live and work in Tokyo. It was really difficult for me to find an employer because of my passport. Normally, Filipinos aren't given as much leeway to find employers here. It's a very complicated process and I don't really want to get into it, but I was lucky enough to find an employer who was willing to jump through all the hoops and get me a proper working visa, so I am, you know, legally allowed to stay and work here. Next, about my apartment, I did find an apartment earlier this year, but unfortunately I have to move out due to personal reasons. The good news is that I moved into another apartment, so hopefully in the near future I can give you guys an apartment tour. It's a very simple apartment, but I'm really happy to call it mine. I decorated it with a lot of things that I found online secondhand because you guys know me, so that's a huge plus point as to why I like this apartment now. And moving on with this channel, I do hope after this whole crisis is over, I would really like to go out and explore and show you guys my favorite spots in Tokyo and around Japan. I do have a Hokkaido vlog. If you guys are interested in that, you can click on the link up here or here. I'm not really sure where it is. And I do plan to make more week in my life videos because I do really want to document my life here. It's always been a dream of mine to move to Japan, and now that I'm finally here, it's pretty surreal. So I hope you guys can stick around for that. I did just upload an online thrift video, so I hope you guys can watch that as well. Because of the crisis right now, because of what's happening in the world right now, I am working from home. I do conduct lessons online as an English teacher. It's been a really good learning experience so far. I really love my co-workers and my boss. I really trust him, and I just feel like it was really meant to be, because had I not found an employer by March, I would have had to go home to the Philippines in June. And it was always my goal to kind of find a job here so I can stay permanently. I really just love the lifestyle in Japan, so it worked out perfectly, and I feel like timing is really a big thing. So as I've been staying home a lot, I found a lot of podcasts that I love, and I look forward to it every week because there's always something new. So my top podcast would have to be Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend. I just love Conan O'Brien. He is absolutely hilarious, and I love that he gets to interview so many celebrities, and it's such a personal kind of interview. You feel like you're just a friend listening in on a conversation, and it just like lifts my mood no matter how dreary the weather is outside, and no matter how I'm feeling that day. Conan always makes me laugh while I listen to his podcast. Another podcast that I've been loving recently is Let's Talk About Myths, Baby. It's all about Greek and Roman mythology, and I just love the way she reads out the scripts. She's a really funny podcaster. Her name is Liv, and she's hilarious. So I would really recommend, if you do like Greek mythology, then I would highly suggest listening to Let's Talk About Myths, Baby. Another podcast that I've been listening to a lot is Wake Up with Jim and Sav. I love Sav Magalona since I was in university. I like cried when I saw her wedding video. I'm a really big fan, and I'm so happy that she and her husband Jim have an awesome podcast that they update a lot. And even if they don't update it, they have like 1 million episodes or something, so it's really easy to just play one when you're feeling bored or when you just want something to listen to as you're doing chores around the house. As for TV shows, I've been rewatching a lot of Jessica Jones. I've also been watching Crash Landing on You. I'm not done with it yet, so please don't kill me, but I am pretty close. I think I'm on episode 13. I also discovered a new drama with Lee Min-ho in it called The Kingdom, I think is what it's called. I'm not entirely sure, but Lee Min-ho is in it, and the girl from Cheese in the Trap. Things that I've been cooking lately. I've been cooking a lot of kimchi, fried rice, and I've been drinking a lot of this certain matcha drink that I found at the drugstore. It sounds weird that I would say that, but they do have a snack section, so it's pretty good. And I did discover Zozo Town News recently. So if you saw my previous video, you'd see how many things I actually thrifted from that website. It was a lot. So if you're into watching thrift hauls, I would suggest watching that video. As for YouTubers I've been loving, I've been really trying to get into a lot of Japanese YouTubers because I do want to keep my listening and reading skills up to par with how they were when I was in language school, so I can link some of the ones that I've been watching recently. But I just want you guys to know that I've been doing really well so far. Last year was kind of rough for me because I didn't know whether or not I would get a job, and that was the biggest stressor for me last year because I just really wanted to find a way to stay here, and I do really want to continue living in Japan for the long haul. So as much as possible, I've been really trying to hit the books, read as much as possible in Japanese, watch and immerse myself in the culture more so I can get the nuances of the language and see how it's applied, not just in the textbook context. And I'm really sorry that I wasn't able to upload last year. I've been really trying to get into YouTube more, but now there's literally no excuse because I'm working full-time and my work schedule it's not as heavy right now, so I'm pretty sure I can make more videos for you guys. So please do let me know what you'd like to see. And I think that's basically it. Thank you guys so much for always watching my channel and leaving really nice comments. I appreciate each and every one, and I will promise to upload bi-weekly because there's literally no excuse for me not to as we're staying indoors more. Thank you guys so much again, and please stay safe. I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!